The answer lies in the heart of battle. And Hawaii's #1 podcast, the Kasanova podcast. This is Kyle Hebert, the voice of Ryu from Street Fighter. Hadouken!
Welcome everyone to another episode of Hawaii's #1 podcast, the Kasanova podcast. I'm your host, Mekel Kasanova, Hawaii's favorite YouTuber, and I'm coming at you with another amazing episode and another amazing interview. And I've got with me the one, the only, the man known as Mr. Q, aka Machneto. He is a producer and a game developer, and he's come up with this amazing original take on, and if not original, I would say what Super Double Dragon, or what a new Double Dragon should be, what Super Double Dragon should have been back in 1991-92, and what a new Double Dragon should be in this current era. Double Dragon 4, forget about it. Double Dragon Neon, don't even talk about it. The Legend of Double Dragon is a game you need to play, and that is a game that Machneto has created, and it is simply amazing. And in this podcast, we're going to talk about how he got started, everything he's been doing, and basically why he created such an amazing game that you need to experience, with the link to download the game down below. So with that being said, if you're ready to do it, I'm ready to do it. Let's go ahead and welcome Mr. Q on to the show. All right, and welcome everyone to another episode of Hawaii's #1 podcast, the Kasanova podcast. I'm your host, Mekel Kasanova, and I'm here with the one, the only, and I think I'm going to butcher it, and I shouldn't because I'm Dominican. I should be able to say this name correctly, but I know I'm going to butcher it. I'm going to try it anyway.
Okay.
Mauri Herrera.
It's
No.
well, I'll tell it in. I will say it in Spanish. Like it's Mauri. It's small for Mauricio.
Okay.
Well, last name is Herrera.
Herrera. Okay.
Yeah. So, but you can call me as most people know me as well in the scene, in the open world scene. It's Mr. Q.
Mr. Q. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Yeah. Long story short, I played Q in 3 Strike. That's all that you need to know. that's all. And that's it.
All right, Mr. Q. Welcome. Thank you for being on the show, taking time out of the day to come on here. I know we got a big time difference from Hawaii to where you are, so it's
10 p.m.
It's 10 p.m.
Yeah, it's 10:30 actually. But it's okay. It's okay. I am at my job, and I am a night guard, so I am all alone. We got about everything, so it's okay.
All right. Well, go ahead and tell people where they can find you. Plug your social media outlets as well as your projects that you're working on, including the one we're going to be talking about today.
Sure. Well, I am just a simple guy. I just do open world mods for fun. Well, that's the very first one. I am trying to get some income from it. You can find me on YouTube. You just put Legend of the Double Dragon. It's a little challenge that will have most of the gameplay. You can find me there by my name, by Mauricio Herrera. You can find me as well on Twitter as Machneto. Most people, let me clarify that. Most people think I misspelled that because I know it's Magneto, Machneto, But I am a kind of active Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 player. I was very, very, very talented. Not so much anymore. There is some in real life things that need to be care of. I play F Champ team, so that's why. And my full name is Mauricio Alejandro Herrera Cisterna. So it's all about the first letters of my name,
Oh,
MAHC Nito. That's all.
oh.
That's all. So well, you can find me there by my nickname and YouTube. That's most of it. Well, the site of my project is gx dash openboard.blogspot.com. You can find most of the new stuff of my game there.
Okay.
Mostly the public demo, and if you want to take a look at the advanced demo, well, you have to donate, and that's it. There is no minimum, no maximum, and that's most of it. That's most.
And I'll tell you, people, make sure you do donate because this demo. This is the Double Dragon that we deserve. That we've been. I swear, like when I first saw the gameplay, because I was strolling through YouTube when I found you,
How
and I
did you
was looking.
find about it? How did you find about it? I mean, I am from Chile. I am at the very last part of the world making a Double Dragon game, and then you find this game. How did you find it?
I found
How did,
like I it popped up in my suggested feed because I was looking at another homemade game, the Mega Man X Corrupted. So I was looking at that, and
oh,
then it popped up as a
it's a badass game. Yeah.
yeah, like so yours popped up as suggested, and I was like, I'll check it out because I saw some other like Double Dragon Beats of Rage style games, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, it's okay, those are okay, but then I saw yours, and I was like,
They suck.
holy,
They suck. Just tell it. They suck. They suck.
yeah, they do, they really
Those suck.
do.
You just there is actually one very good open world mod that is Double Dragon Reload. That is a remake of the first Double Dragon. I
Mhm.
don't know if you have seen it. It's a very good open world mode. It's excellent. It mixes arcade Double Dragon and Double Dragon One, and even Double Dragon Advance. It's a very good game.
Wow, I will definitely need
The
to check that out then.
yeah, I'm giving you this. The guy that made this game, he also updated it a few months ago.
Mhm.
He added the WWF characters from this Technos game from arcade. I don't remember the name of the game, but it has the same kind of sprites, the same style of sprites. So he added Hood Hogan, Big Boss Man. I don't remember. A lot of guys from that game, and Ultimate Warrior as well. I will send you a link about it. If you love Double Dragon, you will like this as well.
Okay, I'm all about Double Dragon. That was the first game I ever played back in the '80s, growing up. And that game inspired me so much, like to get into martial arts, to get into watching Bruce Lee movies. Like Double Dragon,
Oh,
I feel like this generation coming up now, they don't have anything like that. Like Double Dragon,
no,
River City Ransom, Bad Dudes, Renegade. They don't
yeah,
have anything like that now.
no, not
So
anymore. No, Double Dragon Neon tried to do something like that, but I think it's just for the millennials. I don't think it's a Double Dragon game at all.
yeah,
It looks more like a Final Fight game. I
yeah.
mean, some people were asking me about, hey, are you going to have health items? What the fuck are you telling me? It's Double Dragon. So you and versus the world, and no food, no anything. Just you, and that's it. That was back in the day the stuff that we grew up. So
Yeah. I mean, and that's just the thing is like I remember when Neon came out and I played it and I was like, it's okay. It's just not like coming off of like Double Dragon, Advanced or Double Dragon that was on the
yeah.
Bebo. Like the Bebo version of Double Dragon
Oh
was
yeah, yeah,
really
yeah. It's really good. The iPhone game is also a very good game as well. It feels like a Double Dragon. That's what I mean.
yeah. But Neon, yeah, I didn't really like Neon. I didn't. I didn't
It's
like
an
it.
okay game. It's an okay game, but it's not Double Dragon. I will
Yeah,
say that.
yeah. And I kind of felt like at points it made fun of the Double Dragon franchise, and I didn't really care
Yeah,
for that.
yeah. I felt offended by it.
Yeah.
I kind of
I Oh, go ahead. No,
so
I was gonna say like I bought that Double Dragon 2 for the Xbox 360,
oh
Wander of
yeah.
Dragon, and
Uh-huh.
it was that one. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, it was horrible." It wasn't great. I could see what they were trying to do. They just didn't execute it correctly, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
But yeah, man, like I saw, the video for your game, your Open Beats of Rage game, and I was like looking at it, I was like, whoa, we got different stances, like we got different move sets for each stance. You got the animations from Bruce Lee. I was like, holy crap, free flow combat. I'm over here like, what game is I was with my wife and she's like, what are you looking at? She's like, why are you getting so hyped? Is this like Devil May Cry? Is some new game coming out? I'm like, yo, it's Double Dragon. She's like, double what? I'm like, you don't understand. I'm like, this game is life to me. So
Okay, okay. Well, what can I say about this? Well, this game is in development almost from 9 years ago. So I had this idea of making a Double Dragon Bits of Rage mode since then, and well, the engine itself, it was very limited by that time. Now you can do extra stuff that the engine doesn't support by scripting. I suck at scripting, but I have some friends that made some stuff for me, so that's okay. So I have the intellectual ideas, and then they execute some small things, and that's it. That's all I what I need. Like I said, 9 years ago, I was trying to make a beat 'em up. So versatile. I don't know it's the right word. Um, Something that has the best of replay value. I mean I love Final Fight, for example, but I can play that game like maximum 1 or 2 or 3 days at max, and then I get bored. I mean it's a great game. It's simple. I love Capcom, and that's it. But 3 days maximum. I wanted a Double Dragon game like when I was a child. Double Dragon 2 was 24/7 for me, um, and it was very fun to play. The over the top moves,
yeah.
not just one button for attacks. No, so you have punch, kick, and hurricane kicks, and all that stuff. So I wanted to make a Double Dragon that has the most of replay value, and mostly for me. I mean, I started making this game for me, for myself. Um, and if people enjoy what I do, well, that's okay with me. But I I what I mean is I don't make games for other people. I make games for myself. For my tastes. So I'm glad that people like my taste. and well, that's the first thing I want to do. Second, well, the most robust system of Double Dragon is the Super NES one, the one with the most moves. So I tried to start modding that, and I was kind of noob at sprite editing. So I managed myself to make some new sprites here and there, and then my little brother, who is my partner in crime, is my number one fan. Told me, it would be great to so you can make different double dragons to choose from one to super. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I will use the same model, but I gave the guys the same moves, so different moves. I mean, and then the engine started to support weapons. So you can pick up a bat, a nunchuck, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then the engine started to support switching weapons with through buttons. So I said, well, I will make this guy a weapon model, not a different character. So it will be always part of the main character.
Mm-hmm.
And then I mix the Double Dragon 1 and 3, which are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
The Double Dragon 2 model and the Super Double Dragon, and I mixed the three of them. So then I started to giving each dragon different moves, so you never get bored the plethora of moves they have, and on well the history about all those moves is well those old school kung fu movies now that used to be on TV years ago.
Mm-hmm.
There is this special one that is mostly the biggest inspiration of this Double Dragon game, and it's called Mafia versus Ninja. If that is not the hypest name of a movie, I don't know what it is. And it's ridiculous. It's even in YouTube full. It's full. It's free. You just type Mafia versus Ninja. You will find uh, you will find that I took sounds from there. I took moves from there. Um, Also, what I wanted with my Double Dragon is if you close your eyes and have no music at all,
Mm-hmm.
you will think that you are starting to watch one of those old school movies. You will never imagine that it's a Double Dragon game until you open your eyes.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing I wanted to make. I even tried to make a mode without music, with just with static, with I think just like like those old movies. And just hearing by the other the other sounds, the yelling, the kicking, the punch, and yeah, it was fun. But then later I said, what the hell, I need to put movie soundtracks from old school movies, and and there you have. So I have put Big Trouble in Little China soundtrack. I will put Black Rain also. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just Tango and Cash, among others. That you know that music never gets old, never gets old, and you just hear one from another. You will never get one want to stop playing the game. So that's the idea.
Well, I mean, I had to say, like, from the soundtrack to the moves to the animation, it is phenomenal. You've done. I have been ranting and raving about this game since I played it. I was like, I was telling all my friends, I'm like, hey, you guys remember Double Dragon? They're like, yeah, man. Who doesn't remember Spike and Hammer? I'm like, I know, right? But I said, and I'm like, what's the last good Double Dragon game you played? Some are like Double Dragon 2. Some say the original NES Double Dragon. Some like Double Dragon for the Sega Master System. Some are saying, oh, Double Dragon Advance or Super Double Dragon. Although
Yeah.
for me personally, my favorite Double Dragon was the Japanese version of Super, the Return of Double Dragon.
The
I
return.
liked that.
Oh, yeah.
That was the one I was always playing, and a lot of people didn't really like that version of Double Dragon or Super Double Dragon because I guess they felt it played too slow compared to the previous ones. But I'm like, it was more strategic. You had the counters, you had the blocks, you had all the moves set.
That way, that when you grab the arm of the enemy and start punching and kicking very fast, that's awesome. I always like this version of Double Dragon as the most complete. Even ironically the game is so incomplete. I don't know if you two things. The game should be faster. It meant to be faster. There is a patch around that makes the game to play its real speed. It was so inconsistent in its speed that the programmers decided to slow things the way it looks by now. That's one thing. The other thing is there is this all site, and it's kind of dead by now. I mean, you can still access to it, but not updated anymore. It's called the Double Dragon Dojo. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, I love it.
There is this guy who translated an interview to the main producer of Return of the Double Dragon. He he told the guy the complete story of that game. It was awesome. Uh, it like let me count. It's like it misses three stages, and most of the soundtrack that it has, it's kind of the half of the whole soundtrack that it should have. This Japanese guy even have the original soundtrack of that game. Well, the Planet full soundtrack, and it's almost like 20 tracks, and the game just got like 8 or 9 at max. It has victory jingle, it has boss music, and lots of stuff. The history of the game, the story of the game as well is very deep. Duke, the final boss, it's a friend from the childhood of Billy and Jimmy. It supposedly he would have as well a twin, and it was that all was cut from the final version. And Marianne is a policewoman, is chasing him. Marianne starts to find about his true intentions, the Duke of Duke, and ask the dragons for help.
Mm-hmm.
So they find at the side of the drag crash that it's Duke behind all of those plans, and they start arguing, and and Duke tells them that to stay away. And in that story, this enemy Steve, the first boss, kidnaps Marianne, like in Double Dragon 1. And Marianne should be in that cinematic, but it's missing. So Steve kidnaps her, and then they run away, and the boss, this Maguire, stays a little bit and then leaves. So that's why in the Japanese version, the next stage has the City Slam song from the first Double Dragon, the one that you get when Marianne gets kidnapped. That's why it has that music in that stage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I know they rearranged the soundtrack. I noticed that, and I was like,
yeah.
Even though like Return isn't complete, it's so much better than Super. In my opinion.
Yeah, it's because the Trade West, I think it was releasing the game in the States, and they were rushing the producer the producing of the development of the game, so they had to rush things, and it came first in the US, and then it came in Japan a little more complete, especially for that final segment just before the final fight. I don't know if you the one with the stairs.
Oh yeah.
Go all up. Which, by the way, I am not putting that stage in my game. I am putting something else because I think it's redundant. I think it's kind of redundant. I mean, it's a good touch, but just before that stage of the stairs, you go to the main hall that in the US version is the final chamber. It has 2 Steves, one Jackson, one Maguire, one of the Chinese guys, then Carlim, and then Duke, and the game is over. But in the Japanese version, there is no Duke there. you go straight to the stairs stage, and each floor of those stairs has the bosses all over again. And when you get to the final chamber, the one with the walls with spikes, you fight the games. You fight the bosses once again. So it's almost 3 times in a row you fight those guys, and it's kind of redundant. So I'm making that stairs stage a little more different, more dynamic. This is something new. This is, I am adding some traps, um, maybe fire, maybe platforming, some stuff that you can't jump, but you can reach by hurricane kicks and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Something more dynamic. But I know what you're talking about, the Japanese version and being more complete. I know.
Do you think that if they had maybe an additional year, because I believe it came out in '92 originally, you think
Yeah.
if they had an additional year, it would have come out better, or was it just a transition to the new hardware and trying to rush to compete with like Final Fight, Capcom?
Even if the game would came out as slow as it is,
Hmm.
but a year later, it will definitely be the best beat 'em up game on the Super NES. Like, without a doubt. All the stuff that they had to cut, it's impressive. There are some unison sprites that I have seen when the enemies or the players catch fire from the grenade, they start burning like Street Fighter 2. Uh, there are some sprite never seen before of dialogues and portraits between the stages.
Hmm.
Like I said, the soundtrack, which is quite the double of tracks that came out really, and there were really nice tracks. Um, I would say without a doubt, it would be the best Super NES beat 'em up game.
Awesome, awesome. And like, how many? If you're looking at like stages, like how many stages are you looking to include? Or I don't know if you played this game. It's called Fight and Rage. It's on Steam. Really, really good beat 'em up.
I think
Um,
I have heard about it.
that
Yeah,
one's really good. It's got like branching pathways, multiple endings.
yeah,
That one's
yeah.
super good. Like I was wondering, I'm like, are you going in that direction or are you gonna go like traditional Double Dragon route?
I I don't know if you have seen one of my first videos, when one of my first recent videos. Uh, I made one without style switching, just by playing like Super Double Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
No extra moves, just Super Double Dragon. And then I made the style switch video demonstrating all those moves. The idea of this game is that if you don't know if it's an open world mode, you will think it's just a remake. So if you play it just like it is,
Mm-hmm.
you will play the Super NES game in a better way, with well, with newer touches here and there. But branching, yeah, you you will find some branching, especially at that slums stage. The slums stage will be the crucial one to unlock everything in the game. Uh, Depending on what you do in that stage, you will find a different path in the wood stage,
Mm-hmm.
which one will be the regular one fighting Carlim at the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and the other one would be fighting Carlim after the bridge, which was part of the true story of the Double Dragon. When they reach the bridge will collapse. They will land on some field down there,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and then they will walk and will find this waterfall, and behind the waterfall you will be able to see a big door that will open, and Carlin will be there. That was the true intention for that. the stage, but due to time, they couldn't. So again, the slums stage will be the trigger for extra characters, and the branching of the woods. And no, yeah, no, and then also the final stage will have something like three different paths that you will be able to play. One will be the Super NES one, the one that ends real quickly.
Hmm.
The other one will be the true one, the Japanese one, and some extra one that I am planning to do, mostly based on this movie, Best of the Best Two. I don't know if you have seen that.
Best. Oh man, you're taking me back to the 90s.
Yeah, this game is something of that. Yeah, I am planning to. Well, I will spoil it. Fuck it. You will try to find some way around the first chamber of that last stage, and you will get to this hidden path that will lead to a disco stage.
Hmm.
Then then you go to the Coliseum that was present at that movie, in Best of the Best Two. It was all about a Coliseum, some Coliseum fights, clandestine, hidden in a disco. So I will try to replicate that as a branch in the final stage.
I'm
So you will
so
have
uh,
you will have
I'm,
three branches at the stage.
I'm
So
so
it's happening.
ready. I'm so ready.
But I think you are ready for something I am sending to you right now on Twitter. Please check this out. Please check this out.
Okay.
Um, you will promise me you will stay shut about this. Also, you will watch this right now without music, without volume of this video, please.
Okay.
If you
Okay.
do, because if you turn up the volume, everyone will know about this. It's
Okay.
so I just sent it. Watch it. It's 30 seconds. I hope you're recording your face reactions, because I think you will be quite amazed. And that's just the beginning. In the meantime, I will tell you that I am planning to release this game.
What?
I think I can release this game next month, or something around next month. I am doing my best, because for the first for the,
Oh.
for the first time, I am trying to get something from it. I have made so many open board mods, and well,
Yo.
but never got something from them. And at this time of my life, I really need all kinds of help, because I'm trying to move to Spain. I need everything. Whatever I can get from what I do, the best I do, it's welcome. So I am planning to make an update to this game when it's ready, because most people have asked me about. Well, have you thinking? Have you thought about having the original soundtrack, or the Super NES soundtrack, original sounds? Well, I understand that, because it's quite a different game if you if you play it like the way it is now.
Hmm.
Uh, my younger brother, Patricio,
Hmm.
he has this YouTube channel. I will link it to you later. He makes music with sound fonts, with Super NES sound fonts. So in short, he can make music from lots of consoles that could sound like Super NES. So he he made um, the soundtrack of Double Dragon 1, 2, and 3 to sound like Super Double Dragon. So I will include that in the updated version if there is demand, of course. Um, that's all about it. He made music. He makes music so freaking good to hear. It's like the original guys would have made those musics. Um, he, like I said, he made Double Dragon 1, Double Dragon 2, and Double Dragon 3 NES soundtracks to sound like Super Double Dragon, and it's amazing. The latest video I uploaded earlier today about
Mhm.
the references from the moves I got. That one has a remix made by him, and it's I think the factory stage in Double Dragon 1, the second stage, and
Mhm.
it sounds like Double Dragon. So, someone asked me, and I say, well, I will think about it. If there is enough demand, I will make more stuff to the game. Um, like I said before, it already have 6 extra characters. Don't have too many expectations about them. They won't have style switch or, or stuff like that. They are just extra, but I think they will be enough uh, for people to enjoy the game a little more.
Okay. I mean, my thing is like, are you able to get this like aside from using it, playing on the Open Beats of Rage engine on, on Android or the Wii
Yeah,
or the Vita? Like, are you thinking? I mean, barring
going
any
commercial,
legal, yeah, like barring any like legality, like, is it possible we could see this on like a Switch or?
I would love that. I would love that. That would be a dream come true because uh, watching these companies making games like Double Dragon 4 makes me cry. And there is a lot of people out there with 100 or 1,000 more creativity than me. Um, yeah, I would love to. If if it's possible, I would be fine with that. I mean, I just love Double Dragon. If I even if I stand as the creative uh, head of it, I don't mind. I mean, but I would be supervising that things go the way it should be for the for the gamers, not for them and their pockets.
Yeah.
Um, I would love to see this game in like in and the PS Store and Xbox Live and all that stuff because I think uh, the amount of time of and the amount of work of this game deserves it
Yeah.
more than everything else. I mean, there is so much love in this game. You haven't seen the bosses that that they haven't released yet because well the demo just ends in China with an homage to Big Trouble in Little China with those Chinese having those powers that never had before. But anyways, yeah, like the force push, the summoning of those ghosts and that sort of.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, the other guys also have small touches uh, well lesser enemies have those as well. Like Jeff, if you throw a knife to him, they will throw you back at you almost
Yeah.
instantly. And that's a little touch that makes me to hate him a little more. um, Stuff like that. The boss Maguire is a grappler now, so you
Mhm.
can expect some RKO's from him if you jump. Uh, and stuff like that. I took some liberties, of course. Like, well, like I said, I am a fighting game player, so I try to keep some balance from it. It's not just like going ham through all of those enemies. But you will have some challenge, especially at the end, and close to the end, of course. Um, and that's it.
Well, I've got connections to a couple game companies, so if you want, I can put you in touch with people that
Oh, that will
to
be
see,
awesome.
because this I really believe in what you're making, and I think way more people need to experience this on every platform possible. So
Yeah,
I can make some emails and some calls out and just link you to some people
yeah.
on
Especially that the engine, the open bits of rage, keeps evolving from time to time. So this game it's playable on the current ports of the latest port.
mhm.
But if, like, I don't know, a week further than now, the engine might change a little bit, and my game won't be compatible with that port, even if it's an advanced port. I will have to stay in the current port
Mhm.
and in the ports from that engine, like the PSP and stuff like that. Um, it has happened before that games like the one I already told you, the Double Dragon Alternate. If you
Mhm.
play it on a current port of Open Bits of Rage, it won't work the same, and it will be buggy and stuff like that. So I will link it to you with the proper port, with the proper version of the engine, and so you will not have any problems. Uh, about the contacts thing, I would love that, but let me finish the game first. I don't want I'm not gonna get shut down just before telling everyone that I am done, because I have also, as well as I have got love mails, and also mails that are telling me, hey, please be careful, because this game is it's actually very good, and we don't want you to get what the guy from the another Metroid 2 got.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
well, the game is still around. I mean, you won't stop people from getting it, but yeah, it's not the same. I will love to be in contact with those guys, but let me finish the game first, and so they can see what they think about it. There are a lot of legal stuff involved in my game as well. So, starting from the soundtrack and the yelling of Bruce Lee. I know when I get sued by Linda, and stuff like that. I mean, I think I can bear with that, but let me finish the game first.
Okay.
Especially if there is enough demand, I will make the proper Super NES version of it with the Super NES music, and a lot of Super NES sound effects and stuff like that.
Okay.
I think I can even put some extra modes, like the complete stages of Double Dragon 1, 2, and 3, but from NES. Just as a plus, I don't expect too many new enemies, but it's something.
Mhm.
Uh, Especially with the stuff I just sent you, that I just showed you, like two of
I'm
six, I
playing it
think.
again right now.
Like six or eight variants of that thing. So, and I'm showing you the simplest ones. I am not showing you the complex ones. Uh, some bosses also has that. So it's quite a challenge. Um, yeah. By the way, the donators will have access to all of that stuff from day one. I will send the move lists, and the the way to unlock Easter eggs, and well, the extra paths and stuff like that. Because when I release the game, I won't even list those moves you just have seen. I won't list them anywhere. So I don't know how people will be able to get to do those, but the donators will know from day one. And there are like 5 donators by now, including you. So
Only
well,
five?
yeah, only 5. Well, I am not that massive in like spreading the news about this game, just because of that legal stuff, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
For now, but yeah, there was this guy. I let me remember. Almost 2 weeks ago, I was watching my old YouTube channel.
Hmm.
That channel has some old footage of this game, and I was reading the comments and like from 2 or even 5 years ago. When is the game complete? When is the game complete? There were people like saying, "Oh, the guy just gave up, and this game is never coming out." So I answered all those posts with the new footage, and later that same day I got $100 donation. It was crazy, and there was this guy. This is for you to never quit making this game anymore. You will not stop making this game until it's done. And I said, "Oh shit, yeah." Now I am kind of obligated, and and I think it's great because motivates me to make more of this. I mean, like I told you, I am a fighting game player, so I know about balance of characters, the proper way to animate them, speeds, power, stuff like that. And heck, even if I can make something from it, like money, everything is welcome. Just well, especially now that I am trying to move to another continent, you know. Um, I was planning also to make maybe a Final Fight game with every Final Fight game on it and all characters on all three. Maybe just maybe. I have so many ideas. There there is this idea from my younger brother. It's so crazy. You get to play with Shao Kahn, Idol, and Mother Brain. Don't ask. Just don't ask. It's crazy and it's so fun. We have so many ideas about that game. I don't know if it's gonna see the light someday, but we really want to because it's fucking crazy.
I
But
mean,
it's about imagination, you know. And now it's the time for Double Dragon to shine like this. I mean, a franchise like that deserves even more what I am already doing.
yeah,
I think it deserves quite more.
yeah. Especially with the initial hype for Double Dragon 4, they could have. I mean, it was
Yeah,
Arc System Works. They could have done. I'm looking at stuff they've done with like Guilty Gear, with BlazBlue, with you know
yeah, yeah. I
Grand
know.
Blue. I'm like,
In the artistic,
why?
in the matters and stuff like that. I mean, I even complain about this, about the silliest things and the smallest things. Like it's not even in Double Dragon engine as well. That game. I mean, for example, let me how can I tell you? When you're facing an enemy in Double Dragon, no, it's not happening in my game even. In an original Double Dragon game, the game makes you focus on just one guy, then the other guy, if there is someone around, it will wait for you at your back.
Hmm.
They will never cross you in front of you. If they manage to knock down you, they will wait for you to get up and then try to hit you again. But if you take a look at Double Dragon 4, they don't do anything like that. If you are on the floor, you will see enemies trying to jump, kick you. Why? You are on the floor. Why are they doing that? You
Yeah.
know, that's what I am complaining all about. I mean, it's not a Double Dragon engine as as per se. I don't know how can I say that, but it's something else. I mean, it's a I don't want to say the word, but it's not Double Dragon, and it makes me so angry that those small details. It's like they took the engine where I am working and they tried to make a game, a Double Dragon game, and then they ported somehow to the new consoles, and that's it. Because you can see some kind of behaviors that enemies in my engine do all the time. I had to do stuff for them to not to attack me while I am trying to rise from the floor. I mean, I insist. Why I think it's the chin enemies, the one with the stuff in Double Dragon 4, they start jumping like monkeys, trying to hit me, and I am lying on the floor. Why? Why is that happening? So again, the smallest things. There are some graphics that are properly made in 8-bit graphics. There are other that looks like JPG images. It sucks. It sucks. It just sucks. So I can believe uh, something like you said, Arc System making such a lazy work with a great name of a game and delivered that, just trying to hit us by the nostalgia. That was terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. It really was. It was. I don't know why
I
they.
mean, I mean, you can enjoy it. I know it has new moves. It looks like a nice game. You can choose old school soundtrack, the new soundtrack. But still, it doesn't even the soundtrack isn't even quite uh, inspiring like the old technos guys used to make. And not just Double Dragon, Super Spike Volleyball from the NES also has great music and sounds just like a Double Dragon game. River City Ransom, of course. They even mixed some characters from Double Dragon 2 and 1 into the game, and they look so different. It looks like, I don't know. It looks like vomit, you know. They could adapt the old graphics, the old sprites a little bit like Shinsei Mei and Jagiru Shinden. So they seem to be smaller than the other guys, and stuff like that. You know, all that stuff makes me angry. Like, and like I said, I can make a list about that, about complaints from that game. And a great idea, but just really really bad executed.
You know what I was thinking. What you could do, like if you do decide to publish it like to platforms. You could do
Uh
kind
huh.
of like Evoga did with Rage of the Dragons. It was technically, the sequel to the Neo Geo Double Dragon, but
Yeah.
I was thinking, I'm like, man, you could do it like that, but then you just have to modify the sprites. But
Uh huh.
it's you, your man, your game is amazing. I'm just,
I mean,
I can't
I
stop praising your game.
the I mean the Super NES game had a lot of potential, and well, both uh, well, characters and enemies have tons of sprites, so you can edit them really really easy, really really quick. Um, Both Billy and Jimmy has moves that I have edited than that I haven't used yet, and I don't think I will use. But guys like Jeff, uh, now he has them. Like the bicycle kick that he has, it was from Billy's. Um, I maybe will try to add the shadows from Double Dragon 2, and they will also have um, another set of moves. Um, oh, another thing that about moves that I keep being asked is why I don't add more weapons to the game, like the bat and maybe a sword. I don't know, the whip. Why Linda doesn't have the whip? So I could grab that too. Honestly, well, making weapons is quite tedious because you have to repeat all the fights where holding that weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that I am a one-man army, so it will take lots of time. And also, with the already available weapons, when I am playing casually with my brother, I see the nunchuck. Oh, let's grab the nunchuck. One, two, blah, 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 three guys. Then I get bored. I mean, what can I do with the nunchuck? I mean, I did news prize for that, but well, that's it. Then I throw that shit and I start making my changes and my stances. I mean, I just put the weapons for the sake of it, but don't expect more weapons because I mean, why would you want more weapons when you have like 30 moves per
Yeah.
character? Right? Why would you want a weapon?
I mean, like think of it like this. It's like with Double Dragon Advanced. Like the weapons were so basic, you just want to use the fighting style, like the variety of the
Yeah,
combos and the moves you could do. I would constantly drop like the weapons just
yeah,
so I could go back to punching and kicking because I feel like that's what made Double Dragon what it is versus
yeah.
this.
Street fighting, you know. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. And Double Dragon Advance is so well executed. It's fast. It has most of the moves from all the games. It even has counter moves with the block. I don't know if you know that, but if you press punch while you're blocking, you will throw them immediately.
yeah.
Among other stuff, the hyper knee, the hyper upper, and the hurricane that is quite fast. The game is fast and still keeps its classic feeling. So it's a great game. It's a really great game. Double Dragon Advance is a really good game.
Like one of the other things I wanted to ask you is like, are you going to include, or maybe it's already in there, like the ability to mount the enemies and attack them like Double Dragon One in Advanced,
Like from
or
behind.
oh no, like when you knock them on the ground and you can mount them and punch them.
Oh, yeah. I can do that, but it will take a lot of time
Oh, okay.
because
No,
maybe
you don't have
for the updated version.
to.
Because man, I have so many moves that I couldn't include in the game just because of time. Because almost 2 months ago, I decided to finalize the game plan of both playable characters because the stuff you just saw, I ordered that like in December from last year. So if I didn't stop like saying yeah, okay, it's enough because I will never end the game. I will never finish the game because I keep adding shit to the playable characters, and I still have ideas. Don't
Hmm.
tempt me. I mean, from a lot of games, from Street Fighter, from Def Jam, from a lot of games. So those ideas for now are stuff for the enemies, but if I keep adding stuff to the playable characters, I would never stop. I mean, I have so many ideas in my head, and when I think I have enough ideas, there comes my brother and says, "Hey, why don't you add this?" And shit, it's so good. Why did you tell me this? So now I have to add this. um, Stuff like that. And yeah, I will think about it because, like I said, it involves time more most than work. It's time because I am one man army. I am doing all myself. So that's the problem, and I am taking this as a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Now I am trying to get something from it because I know it's good work. It's hard work what I am doing, and it deserves more. I think it deserves more. Um, Maybe if I make these donations thing an habit, or something like Patreon or Kickstarter, I would be obligated to to add more stuff to the game. Uh, but still, I am a one man army. So yeah, when I finish the game, uh, I wish I wish it gets the praise it deserves just by the hard work behind it. Nothing else. Not because of money, not because of taste. Like, I don't like Double Dragon, but I can see that this game has a lot of heart on it. That's what I am aiming for. It's one of my latest uh, open bits of rage games I said I will ever do, because this is like the 11th game I have made.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones were clones from Final Fight, all other Double Dragons game that I could manage to make with the engine at that time, at that state, but were not quite the Double Dragon experience per se. So I promised myself this will be the last one, but what the hell? Stuff happened in my life. Now I have more free time, if you can read between lines. Um, so I'm mostly focused on my work, on my gym, and this is getting the most love from me from since almost 5 years, 6 years ago, and it's showing. It's showing every day. It's showing. I have seen some gameplays from the first demo. I have seen a couple of videos from the latest demo of one of the donators. Uh, they are still figuring out how to do some of the moves. When I have a tutorial in my channel, I
Yeah,
don't know
you
why they
do.
don't. But still, on the co-op throws, it was the last thing I added to the game, and it was an idea from my little brother. Um, I will kill that motherfucker. I have to kill him. I will keep adding shit. Uh, yeah, yeah, stuff like that. I have seen people happy with my taste, and that's something unique. That's more special than just say, hey, they are playing my game. No, they are playing with the stuff I like to do. That's it.
All right, and I've got the last question I'll ask is actually a question
Sure,
from the fans of the podcast that have
sure,
been
no problem.
following the development of your game. So the question they ask is, what are your
Will
thoughts on who would win in a fight between the Double Dragons and either Ryu and Ken, or Ryo Sakazaki and Robert Garcia, or the Double Dragons versus Terry Bogard and Andy Bogard, or the Double Dragons versus Cody and Guy, or it's always because if you bring it down, I feel like every dual protagonist type of characters have their roots in Billy and Jimmy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, Ryu and Ken. I mean, they can shoot fireballs, but they were the ones who stole the Hurricane Kick.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Hurricane Kicks, well, the Double Dragons can jump both, and both make the Hurricane Kick and kick even harder than Ryu and Ken. Like in Double Dragon 3 when they tied arms and they start doing the Hurricane Kick together.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't know about Rio and Robert because I love those guys. Those guys are amazing. I even include the Genikyak and the Sunrise Ken moves Out of Fighting for Billy and Jimmy. So I don't know. I would say maybe the Double Dragons will would win by a slight difference, just because they are more, I don't know, masculine. The other guys are just, I don't know. They are. It's not like they are not masculine, but they are more, I don't know, into girls like than than Billy and Jimmy. They are just Marianne and that's it. The other guys, and especially Robert, is always looking for girls and stuff like that. Rio cannot live without King and stuff like that. So yeah, the Double Dragons would win because women. Uh, Terry Bogard and Andy Bogard, I don't know. Those guys are quite powerful as well. I would say the Fatal Fury one, the Fatal Fury guys will win. Sadly, sadly, yeah. But it's kind of unfair, because the Double Dragons, since they don't have too many really real life games, like, I mean, respecting their lore, and actually making the story of them, the history of them, to go forward. They are stuck always in saving Marianne, and that's it. Double Dragon 3 tried to do something like that. The Double Dragon from Neo Geo as well, but it's based on the movie, so it sucks plot wise. Rage of the Dragons, they are quite powerful. They
Yeah.
would be a match for the Fatal Fury guys, of course. But that's it. When they try to go further in the history of the Double Dragon, they fuck it up with the Rosetta Stones. I don't know why in the ending of the game, Jagiura so says he goes back to become a ninja, but he was already a ninja, So what the heck is happening? I don't know. Stuff like that, they don't pay the they don't give the respect they deserve, as martial artists. I think they could be quite awesome if they develop that a little more.
Yeah, I feel like the story could really, I mean, they could do a lot with the story if they just
Yeah,
stop focusing it around saving Marion. I feel like, with the exception of 3, every game is about Marion, and
yeah, yeah.
it's annoying.
Every game is a new remake. Double Dragon 3 from the NES. Well, it's well executed as well. I mean, it's hard, I know, but they really step up from the third game in from the arcade, because the arcade version success, and the NES game actually has a coherent story, and Marianne becomes the final boss. So it's something different. Super Double Dragon went further. This time it's not the Shadow Warrior. I think it's the Black Warriors or something like that.
Yeah.
Marianne is in the cup now, so okay, but the story, the game got cut, and we could never know about Duke being having a twin, um, and being childhood friends with the dragons. I will link you to the true story of the game.
Okay.
If you have time, if you will read it, and you will see how much from this game didn't make the cut, and especially at the ending. The Japanese version might be longer, but it doesn't even have an epilogue. The Super NES one has an ending, some words that the Double Dragon legend will live forever, and that's it. But the Japanese goes straight to the credits. Supposedly, Billy and Jimmy, after the battle with Duke, will mourn him at the cemetery. So there is a lot of stuff that got cut. Like I said, yeah, that game was going to develop more of their story, and sadly got cut by time and stuff like that.
What do you think? Like when it comes to like the artwork that you're using, it's odd. Like the character select. Once you select the character, I'm like looking at it. I'm like, that's the artwork from the PC Engine Double Dragon 2: The Revenge.
Yeah, yeah, that's the hardest thing in my game to make, cinematics. Because
Mm-hmm.
where do I take this? Where do I take those? From which game? If I use the NES ones, they will look too old, too choppy in graphics. In graphics talking, Super NES doesn't have any cinematics. Double Dragon Fight doesn't exist. Period. Uh, Double Dragon 4 has also NES graphics, so the PC engine was the only way to go in that specific part of the game. The character select. Even the model that shows at first when they are like posing in a Street Fighter esque pose. It's done by this sprite editor. I don't remember the name. Time up maybe Scroll Boss. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I just took from him because it was so. Since it was free, I took that and I used them. But I think I will have a kind of a hard time when I get to the cinematics. The cinematics is the last thing I always do in the game. Some people have told me, but just release the way it is because the Super NES version doesn't have any cinematics. But I have the chance to make things right. so,
Yeah.
so I will see what I can think about that, and maybe I will use just the same sprites and make some silly cinematics that nobody reads. um, that's it. Yeah, you're right. I used the PC Engine once, and I had to edit them because they also have this cosmetic stuff that it's not. I don't like it. Like Jimmy has this cross on his neck. Why? He's a martial artist, and stuff like that. I'm Catholic, but but it's not. It's out of place. So I will have to edit that, and some cinematics here and there will be just by the using the same sprite from the game and something to just make it work, and that's it.
The only thing I can think of would possibly be if not, well, if not the advanced version, then the mobile version that came out for iPhones and Android. It's the only other one
Yeah,
I can think of, or even the Bebo version, because those are more modern and they look
yeah,
closer to the character artwork that you're using.
yeah. Especially the iPhone version. But they kind of have like two portraits each, and that's it. What
True.
about when well, as the true story says, when the track stage took place,
Hmm.
Marian is chasing them in a police car. So how the hell do I do that? I, wa- I'm still trying to think about that situation, but I'm trying to implement all that true story in the game. You're just watching the stages, but that story will not be absent because that's why the name of the game is the Legend of the Double Dragon, because I already tried to make the remake of Return of the Double Dragon, but like I said, the engine wasn't robust enough to make like the whole idea I had in my head for that game. Now it's the time, and well, cinematics won't be like top quality, but they will make the job, and the quality will be on the endless possibilities of combos that the game has. My brother is actually trying to make some videos about 100% combos style switching, and that so you start hitting at Williams and you won't release them until he's dead. He's trying to figure out some combos, and it's quite amazing. Some stuff that I didn't even plan it to have in my game, and yeah, that's just my brother. I mean, when people start playing this game more massively, well, they will come up with stuff that I can even imagine. Just by the possibilities of that, especially with the stuff I just sent you, because that's quite an Easter egg. It's not something that you can perform like all the time in all circumstances. I mean, you will be able to, but you might break the game. Because what happens if two people do the same thing at once against the same enemy?
Mhm.
You know, so you take it lightly, and hey, you can do that. Just have fun with that. It might break the game, but just just do it now carefully, and that's it. Why? And well, if might break the game and it may not break the game, well, it's better having it in the game than cut that, because it's too amazing to. It's too good to not have that. Especially the ones that I haven't shown you shown you like now.
Mm.
Yeah,
All right.
and that's it. I will also include some classic tunes from the Double Dragons, but you will have to unlock it in the same stages. I can spoil that as well. You will have to do something like, I don't know, hitting a drum or something like that.
Mhm.
Something really cryptic, and you will unlock. You will change the music to the old games,
Okay.
starting from the slums. Starting from the slums. Uh, the slums is it's like the gatekeeper to all the Easter eggs, the characters, the branching, and all that stuff.
All right. All
That
right.
as well.
So, is there anything you want to leave the audience with before we end the show?
Well, be patient, because they are asking me when it will be ready, and if I am adding more stuff. I mean, I can add more stuff, but what do you want? You want the game already finished, or you want another two couple of years of me trying to figure out how to do things? I think it's better finish the game as it is now, with its gameplay finalized, finally finalized, and enjoy it for a while. I mean, you will be enjoying this game for a while, for sure. If you love Double Dragon, you will be enjoying, especially playing in a two-player mode, because I mean, playing one-player mode, it's okay. You have tons of moves, but trust me, when you play this game in two-player mode, it's insane. It's insane. You feel like a god, and another god just besides you, and just have fun with that, and with the references, because there are a lot of reference in the moves and in the music, and stuff like that. What could I add? Please donate. I really need it. Spain is expensive as hell for me. um, it's something that needs to happen in my life. So, uh, well, there you go. So, and you get to play an awesome demo somewhere. Um, like I said, the ones who have donated will get the Easter eggs, the all the extra stuff that the game has as a guide, since day one. So, trust me, you will need those guides, because you won't be able to discover those by yourself, because they will be very, very, very hidden. So, uh, that's it. That's it. That's all about it. Um, I don't know if you have some suggestions by now. I know the demo has lots of bugs. It's kind of an old demo by now. I am at the wood stage now, making the stage and having enemies here and there. It's easy. I can take a day on doing that, then testing and stuff like that.
Hmm.
It's other stuff that takes time, like scripting the stages, coding the stairs, the walls. That maybe a stage looks like it's done, but well, then you make like a slam or a throw, and then an enemy gets stuck on a wall, and that's it. Well, back to the back to the blackboard. Um, yeah, stuff like that, small things that might break the game. So that's what take time. What else? Well, like I said, do you have any suggestions, anything to report, anything you would like to see? uh, Something I will not be able to do is to have enemies as playable. I think it's redundant as well. I don't like that, because you will have a lesser version of Billy and Jimmy, so why would you want that?
Yeah.
Why would you like to play as Duke when you have Billy and Jimmy? That's mostly about it. Because if I try to make one of the bosses or one of the enemies as playable, you will get bored in like 2 minutes compared to the other guys. So that's why the extra characters I am adding are not from the Dragon universe. So there is a catch on that. So I hope you guys get some fun with them.
All right. Well, man, I want to thank you again for coming on the show. I don't have any suggestions for the game because this exceeded everything I ever. This is everything I've wanted in a Double Dragon game. Literally, like just the style change, the music, the speed, the flow of combat. This to
Yeah.
me does for Double Dragon what Soul Calibur did for uh the Soul Blade series.
Oh
It's
yeah, yeah.
just it's revolutionary to me.
Oh,
So
oh, thank you. I really appreciate. And like I said, I really appreciate that people enjoy what I do more than enjoy. I don't know, the fact that it's a game. I like the people that likes what I do with it. I'm very I'm very thankful for that.
all right. And with that being said, I want to thank everyone who's watching. When this is uploaded on iTunes, you'll be able to catch it also on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play Music, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, as well as iHeartRadio coming soon, and also Podcast One and Sirius XM Radio. So it will be available on all outlets. I'll have it up later on today, and links to all of Mr. Q's information from the site where you can go and download the game. You can download the demo. Make sure while you're on his website to donate, because this is something that I think everyone needs to play. And I've actually got a couple voice actors that are Double Dragon fans, like the voice of Cody. He
Oh
actually
right.
really enjoys the game. He's like, man, this is amazing. Even the voice of Ryu from Street Fighter 4 and 5, like Kyle Ibera, he really likes it. So
Wow, you took me by surprise with that. I never expected something like that. I mean, I just made a game for myself. I know, I know. I can see that most people are enjoying it, and that's awesome. That's awesome.
definitely, man, definitely. But hmm?
Remember one thing: do not show that thing that I have shown you just
Oh no,
yet.
no, no, no! I'm not gonna do that.
That's for your
That
eyes.
was nice.
Okay, don't show that. So it's for you to know that you can expect a lot more from this game that you have already seen. So that's it.
All right. And with that being said, people, we will catch you on the next one. Make sure you go and subscribe to Mr. Q's channel. I'll leave a link to that, the website, his social media, and more down in the description below. So make sure you go. And also, if you're on the site and you're playing the demo, make sure you please donate to this man's work. This is revolutionary work. I fully believe in this, and I stand behind it. And it's just, you guys got to play it. You got to play it. I'm just saying.
Yeah. On also, do not forget to watch Mafia versus Ninja on YouTube, because that's all that's the movie that started this game. All that started. No, watch that movie, Mafia versus Ninja. You will laugh your ass off, but it's awesome.
All right. And with that being said, people, will catch you on the next one. Did you enjoy this episode of the Kasanova podcast? Well, I hope you did. And if you did, please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what we can improve upon, what you liked, what you didn't like, and all that good stuff. And just make sure you always have a good time. That being said, this is your boy Mekel Kasanova, Hawaii's favorite YouTuber. I am signing out, and I'll catch you on the next episode.